Hello, welcome to the LudoNarraCon 2020 demos, and this is Solace State, which is a 3D visual novel, and it is developed by, I nearly read the wrong one, Vivid Foundry Corp. So, let me read this. Play as Chloe in this sci-fi 3D visual novel, in a surveillance society threatening to undermine basic liberties and a sustainable future. Make difficult choices as a hacker and activist who can manipulate and empower in turn as you engage with the community around you. Bring back hope, find your revolution. So we're Chloe, and it's another game about surveillance and stuff. This is a very common theme lately, well, I don't know if it's lately, but ever since I've started covering these events. There's been so many games that are based on the whole surveillance story. Oh, how to play. To progress, click with the left mouse button. If there are purple highlighted words, right click for more info. This demo starts from Act 1, Scene 3, so we're not starting from the very beginning. I wonder why. Right. Chloe, a 22-year-old Icono hacker, enters Abraxa City as directed by her logistics manager Hakim. She's tasked to observe for topologists, an enigmatic freedom watchdog organization. Oh, these are some long words. Abraxa City is undergoing civil division because the Zircon Hill district was put under military lockdown. More than anything else, Chloe wants to find her missing friend Rebecca and believes that she is involved somehow. Chloe meets Torrent, a local Abraxan Icono hacker, who brings her up to speed on what is happening in Abraxa and titillates her sixth sense. They chat about their mutuals as they scheme about sneaking into Zircon Hill. Wait, so what's Zircon Hill? Abraxa is undergoing civil division because the Zircon Hill district was put into military lockdown. Okay, so they scheme to sneak into the lockdown. Cool. What is this word? Just before I start. Icono hacker. Icon or hacker, right. I've been struggling with the words lately. So I think I only need my mouse, so I'm going to sit back and just chill for this. So I can right click on the purple words to get more information. When Chloe, tooltip Chloe. Hello user, it's me, greatest iconographer. What's an iconographer? Greatest icon hacker ever lived. I can mess with people's senses. And Torrent, a Braxton local, an icon hacker, kinda cute. So all of the tooltips are from Chloe's perspective, right? Kinda cute. He's probably younger than me. From Zircon Hill, district in Abraxa. Is Abraxa the country? Is that how it is? District in Abraxa, characterized by mid-rises scaling up the mountainside, named because of its history of ceramic and metal shops. Right, so now we know who everyone is. When Chloe and Torrent are still miles away from Zircon Hill, the whole district looks like it's under a dome of frozen smoke, the physical manifestation of the haze. Haze is an electromagnetic interference that can shut down hubs of fiber nets. Looks like a block of synthetic fog. Okay. Looks like it's under a dome with frozen smoke. Chloe itches to hack her way inside for any thread of information that can bring her closer to finding Rebecca. She's my only friend from childhood, my mentor, she's my bedrock. As they traverse the city, Chloe learns that Torrent has lived in Abraxa all his life, with his neutral network instinctively wrapping around the fabric of its streets. Abraxa is a harbour city with weak cultural ties, but strong constitutional political ties to the Lenoran motherland. Chloe envies him, as she doesn't have a place where the roads feel like a second skin. The closest she's been to were her days in Artechny, a private university with campuses and multiple continents, with a self-indulgent highbrow and progressive branding. I attended there with Rebecca. So Rebecca's our uni mate, and we studied in Versiva, superpower republic with ample military education, housing and retail markets, known for celebrity politicians. Okay, so she doesn't feel at home. Cool. Damn, I thought our icono hacking could help us get away with this. So that's Torrent and that's Chloe. But Haze reduces my range by a lot. Still, I'm sure I can pick up a few Nexus smart cars that have IDs to unlock them. I'll try to find someone high ranking so we can push our way through Nexus scum if we have to. So that Haze, is that there on purpose? Is that what the lockdown means, so that people can't use the internet? I don't know. There you go, 1 car down, 3 blocks. It's like it's been built with paper and then like the camera's moving through something. Found ID for a Sergeant Marlon Wen. He has a large extended family and a little daughter living along Axial Street in one of the hand-blown glass skyrises. Wen specialises in riot and crowd control. As someone with authority and the right skills, he's a good fit for a dupe. If I knew the plan, I could make a better decision. I'll take the fake ID. Hey, let me take it. I'll be able to extract more info from them. IDs are my thing. Do you trust me to have control over them or not? If I play as the militia, you can still do reconnaissance. I'll give you some randomized ID and you can ask any questions you want. No, you do recon. I know how these guys talk, what their weaknesses are. How hard can it be to imitate an asshole soldier? I think that he should have it, yeah. Nexa used to be heralded as heroes that protected the city, and some people still have a lot of deep trust with the corporation. They own a lot of infrastructure that folks rely on. Fine. Disagreements aside, they still work in sync. As Chloe seals Sergeant Wen's ID, Torrent's locational hacking makes sure that the real Wen's actions won't interfere with theirs in the fiber net. Capable of isolating packets of data and making sure that people do not cross paths, his specializations work together with hers like halves of a whole. She watches him for his reaction to gaining Nexus access to the online world, quietly curious. Damn it, there's a flare-up at the Willius Street Community Centre. How many soldiers are responding to it? Not too many, but who do you think instigated the conflict? It's Amin's home turf. Nothing bad ever happens there. They call her the Oracle because she helps people find their path, you know? My money's on the Nexus thugs. As they reach the community centre, Chloe can feel Torrent sag as they take in the chaos unfolding before them. Amin stands in the middle of a group of almost half a dozen militiamen, hemming her in and prodding at her. She holds her ground as much as she can, her voice low and gesturing for calm, but it's clear that the knot of locals around them is taut with distress. A breaking point is coming. Amin's body folds into the ground to the sickening sound of a rifle hitting flesh and bone. A collective inhale of anger radiates outward before turbulent shouts overlap into jagged noise. Torrent looks away. Oh shit, my brother is lurking over there. Hit him there. So what, she's just been shot and killed? What? Torrent, pay attention. It means... Why does he have to be here? He's got his revolutionary orange t-shirt on, just for the optics, and he's probably gonna make a scene for symbolic reasons against Nexa. Damn it. What? You never told me about your brother. You never told me your brother was stuck in here too. This isn't about helping Rebecca at all, is it? What? Damn it, Chloe, why are you asking me that now? I'm a human being. Of course I want to help my family when they're in crisis. Doesn't mean I don't want to help others too. I want to help Sephora. I want to help Rebecca. You just never told me. Please, let's not talk about this now. Maybe focus on Amin too. She's pretty shaken. So she's not dead. I'm sure it just said that she folded into the ground to the noise of being shot. Torrent heaves a shaky breath and jumps into the fray. Chloe watches with goosebumps as Torrent shifts his location with his powers. He's suddenly behind the most antagonistic soldier, who is brandishing his rifle at Amin. The gleaming ring of the soldier's helmet threatens everyone in proximity, but Torrent's stare, disguised as their superior officer, bores into each of them in turn until they salute. The most aggressive soldier's cockroach-like posture twitches to grudging attention. Ma'am, that soldier's aggression was unwarranted. Let me help you up. Soldier, you've got some explaining to do. We aren't going to move ahead in this region by beating people to the ground. You think vermin like her would listen to orders? These pests just keep trying to stir up trouble. We gotta put them in their place. If Torrent's gonna get rid of these guys, I'll have to hack the lead thug and send him info he can work with. Hack Finn. Yeah, let's hack Finn. Next in militia private. Finn used to live here. Search results in Abraxas City. Happy birthday, my boy Finn. Happy birthday to my wild child. 5 years old already. Finn Marston, my little man, you're such a ball of energy. Around Zircon Hill, rolling around Zircon Hill fast. Picture shows boy catapulting fiercely off a playground slide. Oh wait, okay, so we've just searched for his name in this place and we found out that he was here as a child. that's what it was. Zircon Hill Little League gained surprise win over favourites. Finn Marston, 13 years old, turns out to be the dark horse player. Zircon Hill here turned the game around in the last 20 minutes with a home run that energised his team. Finn looked dazed and slow to smile when confronted with his win, as though he too did not expect the outcome in his favour. His coach released a Lupin and Nim of his expression, which became an overnight meme for the overworked masses. A court summons. Oh, so that's like encrypted. Finn Marston pleaded guilty to misdemeanor battery charge in Zircon Hill yesterday. The battery case against Marston was active for a year, ever since he allegedly punched an ex-colleague to the ground after his firing. Marston said he was convinced the man had something to do with his job dismissal. dismissal, but management indicated that Marston had scapegoated the victim. So he lost his job and beat someone up about it. Flagged for abuse. Admin, remove Finn for regional discrimination. And this is a comment from Finn. You're from Zircon Hill. I'll find somebody else to buy the old sofa. You'll get fleas and cockroaches all over me just by transferring me money. Move on, bitch. So he hates the city? Is that what it's called? He hates the city, but he grew up here, and then he lost his job and beat someone up. Chloe's thoughts. Finn has foreign posts sneering about how Zircon Hill is a vermin breeding ground, but he and his single mother had lived here for years. He must have some sort of inferior complex about coming from low income neighbourhood and wants to step all over people now that he's moved up now that he's moved on up with Nexa. I don't understand people like that, because that was you. You know what I mean? So don't mock the people. That was you. It's like not hard. So, well, I think we should appeal to his empathy, because maybe we can get him to chill out a bit. You were born in this neighbourhood, just blocks from here, and this is how you treat people who you grew up with? You don't know my life. I remember you. I was still a junior teacher when you were in secondary, right? At the Zircon Hill Collegiate. You know, a lot has changed in the neighbourhood since you left. The streets in front of your dad's hardware store are a lot safer. You really want people here to remember you as a bully? Who knows, you might be working with someone else from this neighbourhood one day. There's others who share the same roots as you. Text messages. Torrent, Chloe. Chloe to Torrent. There you go. The military thugs don't look that invulnerable anymore. Emine, although shaken, clearly wants to remain in the conversation to protect her community. Let's just leave the workplace violence for now. That's his single mum who raised him here, and he's also got an undertreated injury, which we could maybe appeal to. Let's look at his messages. Finn couldn't afford to go to university. The messages suggest he wants to make more money to take care of his ailing mother, but there isn't much money going around. His mother ended up in his aunt's home, but the aunt treats both her own sister and him like second-class citizens, constantly insulting them. And that's what he's doing to these. So just, if no one did that, you know what I mean? Problem solved. Anyway, she also traps Finn into getting her Nexa pain blockers. Finn loathes her. We're going to appeal to his social issues. Look, I know it's rough living in a city. It's expensive. You need to help your mum pay the bills, so you're in this job. Everyone's just trying to make ends meet. Bullshit. You make 20 times more than I do. You have no idea what it's like. No, we don't know exactly, but these are common experiences in the community. Don't take it out on people who could be your allies. Oops, I might have gone too far there. I wasn't minding who I'm role playing. Should be alright. Look, everyone looks like they're at least thinking about this unlikely support system. Yeah, we should have maybe not gone into his phone. Emine seems poised and composed, and the improving situation has a calming effect on the crowd. Undertreated injury, that's the one I want to do. Finn inconsistently pays for physio for a painful recurrent spasm in his right leg. There's no way Nexa doesn't have more advanced treatments that could cure it within a week. Guess Finn doesn't warrant top shelf care. Encourage better behaviour for better healthcare, yes. Your medical records show you've only received basic care for your leg. What about it? If you get your shit together here, I'm sure I can put in a good word for better care. Even the folks gathered around are taken aback by how outrageously uncaring and competitive Nexa sound. Emin looks appalled on Finn's behalf. Finn held her gaze for a second there. It's sublime how folks rose around Emin now, buoyed by her fearlessness and forgiveness. The militia shuffle uncomfortably, giving way to Emin's gravity as she is embraced by her people. Enough of this. No higher ups are going to be happy with your behaviour, Finn. What you're doing here, what you're all doing here, it's an absolute waste of Nexa resources. Oh shit. You must be seeing the approved server request to put you on paid suspension. This is just a slap on the wrist, you'll see. We'll let internal supervisory decide. The rest of you, escort Finn back home. If you deviate off course, I'll know. Worried about having their oh my god, these words. complicity exposed, the rest of the men rushed to follow Torrent's orders. In the flurry, Chloe notices an encroaching shadow. She has to quickly decide whether to burden Torrent with yet another emergency. Hakwelon. A concealed syringe. Biohack. No time to try and get more data. Torrent's brother has a syringe filled with God knows what poisons. His adrenaline is spiked and he's fast approaching the knot of the soldiers with Torrent in the middle. Should I warn Torrent and tell him to do something? Or just make Waylon briefly forget what he wants to do? I think we change his memory because we don't want to make a scene. Everything's gone well so far, right? So we don't want to make a scene. Chloe makes haste in the shadows of the surrounding buildings, covered by her randomized Abraxian ID and taking care to minimize projecting her biometrics. It won't do to shake Torrent's attention now. She sneaks up on Torrent's brother, watching for every twitch of his composure. From about 2 meters away, Chloe has a clear, uninterrupted line of electrical current between her bios and his. Within a heart-racing second, she finds what she needs to effect. Chloe momentarily blocks his memory of the concealed syringe. Of course, it might be a problem if the syringe was in his long-term memory too, but at least it'll disrupt his immediate trajectory. What are you doing? Your brother had a concealed syringe and I didn't want you to hit code rot. I made sure he didn't, stab you in the back for strutting around as Nexa. I know my brother, never mind. You altered his memory, didn't you? Can't you stop taking unnecessary risks? I was being cautious. I've calculated the risks. I've been at this longer than you. Can't I just be worried for both of you? Memory stuff is dangerous, not to mention a violation of his mind. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was dangerous. You didn't tell me. It's not me you have to apologise to. Let's just loop back around and be ourselves again. Fine. Rendezvous in the courtyard. When they meet each other again in their own skin, they take a moment to breathe through what happened, but their small amount of peace is at odds with the repetitive pinpricks of pain they can feel from the community core. Can you feel that too? Yeah. My range is so short that I can't tell clearly, but it seems like there's people here who are sick, really sick. The vector may be psych tech. I saw some evidence of it when I skimmed over messages from the higher ups with Nexer ID. Could it be a biotech attack? Torrent's eyes darken at the question, but before he can answer, Waylon practically runs them over. Torrent curses under his breath. Thanks for playing! Short but sweet, eh? That was interesting. It was, I like the hacking. It would have been cool to have been able to explore, like, each of the different types of hacking and then choose what was best. But I suppose in the moment you wouldn't get the chance to do that if it was real, so... But, the art style was unique. It did, like, feel, like I said, like a model made out of paper, or like just a model, and it was like the camera was moving around it. It reminded me of one of the Ant-Man films. Their credits was like models. I think it was Ant-Man. Or was it Spider-Man? It was one of the Marvel films. And it reminded me of that kind of style of one of the credits in one of them films. Except from obviously more muted and hand painted. It was pretty and the writing was alright. It was a bit smart for me. I'm not the brightest. Obviously you could probably tell by the way I was reading it. I kept getting lost off a bit at what I was trying to say, but it's always nice when a visual novel's just got something. Hello? Yeah, it's always nice when a visual novel has got something a bit different. So the hacking, like, for example, I haven't played many visual novels, but like 999, the nonary games, has the escape rooms, which keeps it interesting, and the choices. Now this has the hacking, and I guess that could have gone different ways depending if we'd gone to mock him or not. It's a cool little world as well. Again, I do think that the surveillance thing is being very used a lot. I'm not sure I've seen, like, I've done one demo yet that has completely captured us in that scenario. So like Neocab, that was heavily surveilled, but the gameplay was good. I liked it, but it didn't fully like draw me in. Same with this, and then also Liberated from the Steam Game Festival. Again, like heavily surveilled rebels and stuff like that. But that wasn't my type of gameplay. So one of these days I might find a game that completely draws me in with the whole surveillance storyline. It could be this one, I don't know. We didn't get that deep into it, so I did like it. It just wasn't mind-blowing or anything like that. But it was interesting. So I think that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again for the next one, which I've forgotten the name of, so you'll find out tomorrow. Thank you, bye.